welcome to another video. I am once again being joined by Bella and her tail. So this video today is kind of a spring TBR, but I'm not wanting to call it a TBR because I'm realistically not going to read these books because, let's be honest, I collect books, I don't necessarily read the books. So it's kind of a spring TBR, it's kind of a spring recommended reading list, books that I think would be good to read in spring. Let's just move your tail out the way, please, Boo. Basically, I've got 9 books piled up on my lap that Bella is rubbing her little face against, that I think are kind of springtime books and give me springtime vibes, and I thought I would share them with you. Go and sit down. Good girl. No. So I've got them split into like 3 categories here. I've got thriller-ish, romance, and contemporary-ish. The issues are because, like, well, the books don't really fit into that category necessarily, but I'm kind of just going along with it. So for me, a springtime read is something that's like a fresh start, gives like kind of new ideas, and is kind of, you know, a bit more unique. It's not got the kind of darkness of autumn and winter, and it's not got like the almost laziness of summer. So like a summer read is, for me, is something where, you know, where it is just like heat and chilled out and just like summer. But spring is more kind of energetic and like possibilities. So, speaking of, let's get through some of my suggestions. Can't talk today. First of all, I've got my thriller-ish pile. So again, these 3 are not all thrillers, but they're all kind of in that umbrella. I feel like it makes sense why I'm calling them all kind of thrillers, even though 2 of the 3 are not really thrillers. Anyway, first of all, I've got Bunny by Mona Awad. So for me, this one is springtime because I think it's about going to like a new school, new university. It's about making friends with a new group of people. It's dark and weird. So it's kind of could also fit into like a kind of autumn dark academia, in my opinion. I don't know, I've not actually read it. But I feel like it's also got that kind of newness and excitingness that kind of encompasses spring. And I feel like you can get away with an element of weird in spring, just in like the idea of trying different things. You've allowed some weird. So Bunny is book 1. Book 2 is The Hike by Lucy Clark. So this one is probably the only actual thriller that is on this list of thriller-ish. So this one is about a group of friends who go on a hike in the Norwegian wild. So again, if you're going out hiking, it's going to be probably spring or summer. And I just feel like this gives me those kind of springtime vibes. Like in the spring is when I would like to go hiking, you know. I've got that energy, the sun is out, it's exciting, it's getting warmer, but I'm not going to like sweat to death within 5 minutes because it's not the heat of summer. I can do that kind of like, you know, energetic, fun things. So obviously I'm sure some people turn up dead in this one, but The Hike is my second recommendation. And my third kind of thriller recommendation is The Appeal by Janice Hallett. I don't entirely know why this like says spring to me, but I feel like it's a different kind of format. I don't know, something, part of me kind of thinks, is this like about, it's not about a pound. Part of me has got Christmas in mind, but I think that's because I'm getting myself confused with The Christmas Appeal, also by Janice Hallett. But yeah, I kind of feel like this is one that actually could be quite a fun springtime read of a kind of for the reading experience rather than the text itself. So being in like different formats, this is also told in emails. And I think it could be a fun sort of springtime book. I'm structuring my options on that one. The next pile of 3 I have got here are my romances. So first of all, Check and Mate by Ali Hazelwood. For me, this is a springtime romance. We're following 2 people who are chess champions, grandmasters. I don't know what chess terms are. And I think one of them, I think the girl Mallory, is moving on from chess. So again, it's got that kind of like newness, moving on, trying something new. And it just makes me think of spring. Highly Suspicious and Unfairly Cute by Talia Hibbert. I'll be totally honest, it looks like these two are going on a hike in the woods, which, like I said just now, is a springtime activity in my mind. Yeah, I kind of think this has got kind of those sort of springtime vibes. So looking at the back, they go on a survival course in the woods and end up being paired up together. So I think again it's that sort of survival course, learning new things, doing new things. Stretching my own logic here. And finally in romance, I've got The Deal by Elle Kennedy. So this one is about, I think it's a hockey player who is tutored by a girl who they decide to fake date. So he gets tutoring and she gets like popularity out of this deal, I believe. Again, gives me kind of springtime vibes on that whole sort of like, I guess in here as well, if you're getting a tutor, it's probably going to be in like the spring term, maybe when you're starting to gear up for exams. I don't know, gives me springtime vibes and it just looks quite cool. The last three, like I said, are my contemporary-ish ones. At least one is a historical fiction, but the other two I feel like I can get away with calling them contemporary. First one is The 100 Years of Lenny and Margot by Marianne Cronin. This I just feel is like a kind of, I don't know, I feel like this is going to be just like a warm hug. Like I think this is going to break me and it's going to make me cry, but it's also going to make me happy. So this follows Lenny and Margot. One is 17 and the other is 83. Quick maths. But basically good maths there. But basically their ages add up to 100 and they are both terminally ill. So it will 100% make me cry, but I think as well it's going to be quite cute in terms of the storyline and them kind of discovering life at the end of their life. Next I've got Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmus. So yeah, this one is a historical fiction. It's not really contemporary, but you know, we're going with it anyway. And I think again for me this one is kind of springtime in how the main character, whose name I don't remember, Elizabeth, is trying new things. She becomes a presenter of a kitchen show, and yeah, it just kind of gives me those kind of springtime new start vibes. I threw the last book on the floor, let me just get that. Ta-da. The last one that I'm recommending is Ghosts by Dolly Alderton. So this one is about a woman in her 30s and just kind of being in your 30s where all of your friends are being grown-ups and have got kids and are married and you're like, wow, what am I doing in my life? And I feel like that is definitely like a kind of springtime book where you are sort of like questioning yourself and trying new things and doing new things. In my mind anyway. So that is my selection of springtime recommendations. So that is my springtime TBR recommendations, whatever you want to call it. Let me know if you have read any of these books and let me know if you agree that they are kind of vaguely springtime books. What books are you planning on reading this spring? If you like this video, please do leave me a like, subscribe down below, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.